सैयद अकबरुद्दीन की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही है, सीधे रुक करते हैं।
It was External Affairs Minister Srimati Sushma Swaraj, the National Security Advisor Mr. Doval, Ambassador Jaishankar, Foreign Secretary Mr. Sujata Singh, and other officials who deal with the US, both from the Prime Minister's office as well as from the Ministry of External Affairs. 9. And 1 interpreter, if that makes it 10. Yes.
Can you throw some light on vision statement?
It's available on the website, so you can read it. The light is it's in full focus. Yes, Manish.
Akbar, while more substantive discussion will happen tomorrow, in terms of issues, where some issues flagged off by the Prime Minister or from the other side, some key issues flagged off by the Prime Minister or from the other side, some key issues.
There was general understanding that India and US can work not only, need to work not only in terms of bilateral relations but elsewhere in the world. So there were talk of possibilities of working together on Ebola, for example, in Africa. Also Afghanistan. These were the two issues which were broadly flagged. There was, yes, Geeta?
Did they discuss the ISIS situation and cooperation on that at all?
No, I mentioned to you they did not get into direct discussion of any of the substantive issues. This was a general, again let me clarify, this was a very cordial and comforting conversation where each was trying to understand others' perspective, and they did not get into very detailed substantive discussions which will follow tomorrow. Yes, Ashish? Just by my, if somebody wanted the names, the others were Nisha Biswal and Mickey Dickinson, and there is Mr. Vinay Thumalapalli from the American side, and then there was Phil Reed. Yes.
Sir, I'm just tempted to ask, आपने बताया माहौल तो बहुत अच्छा था, अच्छा दोनों के बीच बातचीत में. What we have heard from sources, sir, कि President Obama ने केम छो कह करके स्वागत किया प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का. प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने भी क्या गुजराती में जवाब दिया मजा माछो?
देखिए, ये आप जो सोर्सेज कह रहे हैं वो मैंने ही ट्वीट किया था, तो इट्स अवेलेबल. ऐसे कोई छुपने वाली बात नहीं है क्योंकि ये ट्विटर पर अवेलेबल है. He responded, thank you very much, Mr. President. क्योंकि उन्होंने उनकी जबान में कहा था और प्रधानमंत्री ने प्रेसिडेंट ओबामा को अपनी जबान में. यस
सर, इसी से जुड़ा हुआ मेरा सवाल है कि अक्सर जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर फॉरेन विजिट पर होते हैं तो वो गीता का ज्ञान जरूर देते हैं. तो आज क्या गिफ्ट लाए थे बराक ओबामा के लिए?
हाँ, कई गिफ्ट्स लाए हैं. एक पर्सनल लेवल पर उन्होंने एक स्पेशल एडिशन ऑफ गीता लाए हैं बाय गांधी जी. दिस इज स्पेशली प्रिपेयर्ड. मेरे पास उसके फोटोज हैं, अगर आप में से किसी को चाहिए तो वी विल सर्कुलेट दोज फोटोज. पार्डन, दिस इज गीता बाय गांधी जी. Gandhiji's interpretation of the Gita. This is, of course, a book which was published many years ago, but Prime Minister has specifically ordered a special reprint of that book, and copies of these were specially done up in a certain get-up with khadi on its cover and certain other silk covering, etc., and all in a box. These were prepared in Delhi and brought and were handed over to the President today. Also, he has given certain other personal gifts. For example, tomorrow he is going to Martin Luther King's memorial, and he is aware that President Obama has great regard for Reverend Martin Luther King, And there is a Gandhi link between President Obama and Martin Luther King and Prime Minister. So he had looked up and requested All India Radio to provide a recording of Reverend Martin Luther King's speech, which he gave in India in 1959 when he visited India. In addition, let me complete, ma'am. In addition, there are some other memorabilia of Reverend Martin Luther King. There is a photograph of Reverend Martin Luther King at the Rajghat, which Prime Minister has framed and given to President Obama. In addition, there is a small clip which goes back to again 1959, where Photos Division was able to trace back a video clip of Reverend Martin Luther King's visit to India, and all these were prepared by the Prime Minister's office in advance and were handed over to President Obama today. These were his personal gifts, and I will tell you tomorrow about the official gifts, because these will be given tomorrow. Yes. Yes.
अकबर साहब, तस्वीरें कब देखने को मिलेंगी इस प्राइवेट डिनर की? क्या तस्वीर नहीं है कोई, वो आप ट्वीट कर दें?
तस्वीर भी मिल जाएगी, डिनर पे तो कोई तस्वीर भी है, आपको मिल जाएगी। वो बेचारे काम कर रहे हैं, तो जैसे काम कंप्लीट हो जाए आपको मिल जाएगी। बस कुछ ही क्षण इंतजार करिए, ब्रेक के बाद आ जाएगी।
तो सैयद अकबरुद्दीन की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस से विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रवक्ता और बता रहे थे कि प्राइवेट डिनर में क्या कुछ बातचीत हुई, हल्का फुल्का माहौल था और कुछ पर्सनल गिफ्ट लेकर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी पहुंचे हुए थे, उसका भी उन्होंने जिक्र किया। ऑफिशियल मुलाकात अमेरिका के समय के हिसाब से कल होगी और भारतीय समय के हिसाब से आज देर रात होगी। अपडेट्स आपको देंगे, फिलहाल रुकेंगे ब्रेक के लिए। और इस वक्त प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस अभी चल रही है सैयद अकबरुद्दीन की, एक बार फिर से सीधे रुख करते हैं।
That there is a plate kept, and Prime Minister mentioned that he didn't want to embarrass anybody even while they continued with, and he requested that they continue with their normal practice of having the dinner while he would have his warm water. Yes, the President did have the normal food, and those of you who are interested, I have the menu card and you can use it. Yes, no, we finished. Anyone else? No, once, I always, that's it. Anyone else? Yes, Raj. And then we'll wind up.
During this discussion, did they review the state of Indo-US relations and what was wrong with it and what needs to be done about it?
Raj, I don't think from the interaction that they had, they ever felt there was something wrong about it. They only felt that there were possibilities of deepening it, widening it, and strengthening it. But they were both quite happy that they were moving from a strong base. Prime Minister and President Obama both felt that the relations were good, but they need to move it to the next level, and that was the focus. I don't think ever the word wrong came about in this discussion. Yes, sir.
Why was the First Lady not there at the dinner? She was supposed to be there in the first place.
Who?
The First Lady.
I don't know. You are saying all this. I mean, I'm not aware of what you are saying. Was supposed to be there. Did you know this in advance? No. Well, yeah, the answer is here from somebody who knows the White House. I think you should address all these questions to the host. I mean, how would the guest know this? Yes, sir. No, I don't answer, Chidanand, not you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, here it is. The answer is here. No, yeah, the answer is there again. Please, ma'am. Ritu.
Will be a press statement issue tomorrow.
Yes.
What time will that be? And will the President and the Prime Minister be taking questions?
My understanding is, I said press statements means press statements. And that will be around, I think, between 12:15 or something like that. 12:15 to 12:30. Yes, ma'am.
At the dinner table, Prime Minister's fasting and his habit became a matter of discussion by anybody. Anybody from the horse side asked about it?
No, there was no discussion on that. There were many other important issues to discuss, so this was not referred to at all. At the starting, Prime Minister said, I hope, please don't feel embarrassed and please continue with your food. And then there was no further reference to that.
So this entire idea of fasting was taken for granted?
Pardon? Yes, this was in diplomatic practice. It is normal to inform the host of the dietary preferences of the guest in advance. So they were all aware of it and were prepared for it. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like you to clarify this statement. It's a statement coming in from a senior BJP leader who says, happy that Modi committed to Obama that India would join the anti-ISIS war. Now Indo-US good relations will reach new unprecedented heights. Do you confirm that there is such an agreement on an anti-ISIS front between India and the US?
I think I mentioned that this issue was not discussed. It is likely to be discussed tomorrow morning, and the outcome will be available in the joint statement. If there are no further questions, yes, sir. Yes, please.
Sir, Vikas from the Economic Times.
Yes.
I just wanted to get a sense whether the Madison Square Garden address of the PM came up over the informal part of getting to know each other like you described it. Did the President say something to you?
Well, the President meant, there was a sort of a discussion of how long the Prime Minister was here, and the President did indicate that he had heard reports of the tremendous reception he had got at the Madison Square Garden. Yes.
So were there any personal gifts for the family?
Pardon?
Were there any personal gifts from Mr. Modi for the family?
Yes, there will be tomorrow.
Okay.
We will tell you. Everything is not one drip theory. No, you finished. Anyone else who hasn't asked? Otherwise, we will come to the end of this interaction. You have enough for you to... You asked before? Yes, that's it. Thank you very much. We end this discussion. Thank you.
There will be one tomorrow.
अभी खत्म हुई है। सवाल जवाब का दौर चल रहा था। सैयद अकबरुद्दीन विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रवक्ता, करीब 2 घंटे तक बातचीत हुई और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने इस डिनर पार्टी के दौरान सिर्फ गर्म पानी पिया, ये बात कही, और साथ ही गीता का एक स्पेशल एडिशन, गांधी जी की नजर से गीता, ये गिफ्ट किया अमेरिकी राष्ट्रपति बराक ओबामा को। रुकेंगे।